Farming is an essential part of any Minecraft game, and Cobblemon is no different. So today I'm going to teach you the top 10 most useful farms in Cobblemon. Coming in at number 10 is the newest farm in Cobblemon, the Tumblestone farm. Tumblestones can be found as loot in ruins, and then they can also be mined. To farm these, all you need to do is place some next to lava, and they will grow, but extremely slowly, and unfortunately they cannot be bone mealed. So once you find some of these, set them up next to some lava and get ready for some patience. But a tumblestone ball is very useful because it can be used to craft any of these really cool new ancient Pokeballs. So this is definitely something I would go after, and I'll make a more complete video about this in the future. Now I saved the best farms for last, so you're going to want to make sure you stick around till the end. But for number 9 and 10 are the Big Root and Energy Root farms. Now these are pretty simple. You can find big roots and energy roots just spawning in caves like this in low light levels. They're very common, and you can actually farm them just by placing them in caves at low light levels. Then they will gradually spread over time, or if you have them in an open area like this, you can also just bone meal them and they will continue to spread. When you harvest these, they will usually give you a single big root, but there's like a 1/4 chance to drop an energy root. And I think one of these over here actually did drop an energy root. Yes, they did. And big roots and energy roots are helpful for a variety of things. Energy roots can be used to make super potions. And then big roots can be used to make 2 different healing remedies, one of which will heal 60 HP, one of which will heal 120 HP. So these are great healing items. If you have a farm of these, it'll grow pretty passively very quickly, and you'll be able to use that to get quite a few healing items. If you just smelt a big root, it will result in a remedy, and a remedy will heal 60 HP when given to a Pokemon, which is pretty helpful. It's probably the easiest way actually to get a healing item in Cobblemon. Besides, the energy root itself will actually heal 120 HP when given to a Pokemon, but it will lower their friendship by 10. So as long as it's not a friendship Pokemon, you're probably fine. But if you're trying to level up an Eevee for friendship, then it's not worth it. Coming in at number 8 is an extremely simple but extremely useful farm. And that's just a simple bone meal farm. All you need is a chest with a hopper going into it, composter, hopper going into the composter from a chest. And you can use this to create bone meal automatically that you can use to speed up your other farms. And all you need to do to power it is just take some excess crops from your more productive farms, and you can throw them here into the top chest, and then they will begin harvesting bone meal automatically for you. Now it's pretty loud, so I won't do it completely around here, but this is, in my opinion, one of the most useful farms, and allows you to make some of your other farms more productive that go a little slower. Brief intermission, because I just found one of the newest rare and Pseudo Legendary Pokemon that has been introduced in 1.5. A Dreepy just popped up next to my base, which is awesome. Unfortunately, I just realized I'm out of quick balls, which is not great. But I've got Glade, my catching machine here. But Dreepy is immune to false swipe. Uh-oh. That's not great. So I'm going to see how I can catch him. Well, this may take a moment. I'm afraid to hit him. So what I'm going to do is put him to sleep and just throw balls until I catch him. There we go. That took a while, but we just caught Dreepy. Well, that was super awesome and unexpected. We will definitely have to train this guy up to get a Dragapult, because that would be an awesome addition to our team. But anyways, moving forward, coming on to number 7 is a Vivichoke farm. Vivichokes are an extremely important plant because you need them to make max revives. Planting them is a little bit difficult. You can only get their seeds originally from trading with villagers, and I think in some different loot chests and different ruins. And then when you harvest them, they only grow 1 Vivichoke. So what you usually need to do is harvest some, turn them into Vivichoke seeds, and then you can just plant lots of these seeds until you have a pretty substantial supply like I do. And then you can just have half of them be seeds, and to have, when you harvest the other half, you can keep them as Vivichokes to use in making max revives. If this has been helpful so far, or if you're pumped that I caught a Dreepy, please hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. It'll help me out a ton, and you'll be able to see a lot of more Cobblemon content. As a thank you to those of you who have stayed this long, I'll give a bonus farm, and that is Naturement farms. These are really only important if you're trying to make competitive Pokemon so you can win in tournaments on servers and stuff. But you can find these guys growing all over the world. All you gotta do is break them. It'll give you some seeds and leaves, and then you can plant the seeds to grow more, and you can use the leaves to change your Pokemon's natures. The next farm that's really important are Revival Earth farms. Revival herbs, when grown, will give you revival herbs as well as pep up flowers, which can be used for a variety of things. Obviously, revival herbs are used to make revives, which are really important if you ever want to get fossils. Having revives and max revives will make it go much faster. But revives are also important just for healing your Pokemon and as a good item to have in Pokemon. Now, these are really easy to farm. You can find them in lush forests. I have a whole video about revives that I'll link in the description below, as well as nature mints, and pretty much all the farms we're talking about today. I'll have more in-depth guides in the description if you have more questions, so check that out. Because revives are so useful, the next farm actually has to do a little bit with them as well, and that is the honey farm. I'm not going to go too close to that because whenever I do, the video starts to get a little bit buggy, but honey is really important to make revives, and it can be a little bit hard to come by, so I like to have a farm at all times. You can find some automatic honey farms on the internet that are totally a good idea to do. I have this manual one set up right here, but the point is you need honey in Cobblemon. You can't get revives without it, which means you can't get max revives without it. And then honey is also really useful for redstone and certain automation. And oh my gosh, I don't know if you saw that, but a shiny Magikarp just popped up. We are so lucky in this video. I can't believe we found a Dreepy and a shiny Magikarp. But that is one shiny that I've been wanting for a really long time. So we are definitely going to catch this one on camera. And it's exactly level 20, so it's ready to evolve into Gyarados. Which Gyarados is actually one of my all-time favorite Pokemon. So I'm definitely excited to get a shiny version. And I think I might catch this in a normal Pokeball, because shiny Gyarados is red. But I'm a little bit hesitant to even evolve it because I love Gyarados so much. So I think I will because I want a shiny Gyarados. But I also really like shiny Magikarp. I think the gold is really cool. And there we go. We just caught it. That is incredible. I do really like my Gyarados that I've been using, but I think I'm definitely going to have to switch it out for the shiny version. That is awesome. If you're not interested in looking at shiny Pokemon, then feel free to skip ahead to the next part of the tutorial. But I would like to show off my shiny Magikarp here. I think he looks awesome. I'm honestly not sure if I should evolve it or not because I love the way that shiny Magikarp looks. So I'll leave that up to you guys in the comment section below. I'll also put a poll in the community tab. So go vote on the community tab on my channel. Should I evolve Magikarp or should I keep him as a Magikarp? Now going back to the video, coming in at number 4 is the Medicinal Leek Farm. And I want my shiny Magikarp there swimming in the background. You'll find these things spawning all over your world, and they seem pretty useless, but they're actually incredibly useful. Once again, I have a whole video on these, but if you want to make potions of any kind, if you want to make vitamins, which are the best way to EV train, or even just a simple food source, medicinal leeks are necessary for all of that. So I would make sure to make this farm because it's so cheap and has so versatile. That's why it's so high on this list. Also, I apologize if the video quality for some of this video isn't as good as normal. I have a lot of farms running over here, so sometimes it makes things a little bit glitchy. But I'm doing my best to make sure that the video quality isn't bad. So if you have stuck around this far, thank you so much. You're a real one. Coming in at number 3 is our berry farms. And I'm going to film this over here because hopefully it'll be less glitchy away from all of my farms over there. Berries are incredibly useful in Cobblemon. They're used to make just about any healing item, as well as vitamins, and each berry has its own effective use. Berries are pretty simple, and I have a huge video about them, so I'll link that in the description, but you definitely want to be farming berries if you're in Cobblemon. Coming in at number 2, which is quite possibly my favorite Cobblemon farm of all time, is the automatic apricorn farm. This bad boy is a beast. He will give you so many apricorns passively, and you'll be able to use these to get any kind of Pokeball whenever you need it. This thing has been so nice to have in my playthrough of Cobblemon. I never have to worry about having enough Pokeballs. So if you haven't checked out my tutorial on this, make sure you check it out because it is super useful. And now the moment we've all been waiting for, the most useful farm in Cobblemon, in my opinion, is the Iron Farm. This farm is incredibly easy to make and it provides a ton of iron, which can be used to make some of the most useful Pokeballs, can be used to trade with villagers to get just about any material you need, and it can be used to make beacons to get legendary Pokemon. All in all, I think this is by far the most useful farm in Cobblemon, and if you don't know how to make it, you can check out my tutorial right here. Hey, thank you so much for watching my video. If you really enjoy my content and would like to know how to support me, click the join button below this video to see several different options on how you can support me more. Thank you so much for all you do, and have a great rest of your day.